on. Let's turn it on here. All right. I believe we should be feeding out to the folks out there while we're waiting for confirmation of that. I definitely, especially in these trying times of platform deplatformation, or whatever we're going to call it. It's really important for everyone to go to hankstrange.com, sign up for the email list, look around the site. We've got lots of different ways that you guys could follow and support us on there, so it may become very important. While you're there, we do have some Hank Strange patches that we're selling on there that you guys can pick up on the site. There you go. So for the folks listening, there is the usual Skull and Crossbones broadcasting one, which has like your classic vintage microphone in it.
Pirate.
And then this one here is that I'm holding up now is the Blaster one. So that has like an old school Blaster version, and the skull is inside like this. It's a cool looking guy, a pretty muscular looking guy, which is not me. In a super suit type of thing, but of course the skull and all the other stuff that we do. So check that out on the website, hankstrange.com. Sign up for the email list. We appreciate you guys doing that. Let's see. Let's get everyone loaded up here, and I am going to smash the open. Here we go.
Welcome back to the Hank Strange Situation.
Boom!
Lifestyle
Make sure you subscribe, smash the thumbs ups, ring the bell, Walter, ring it. There you go. Make sure you ring that bell so you are notified every time we go live here on the channel. Big shout out to Franklin Armory. Thanks to those guys for sponsoring the podcast. Let's see, jazz hands, people. Come on with the jazz hands. There you go. All right, there you go. Jazz hands are in the air. All right. Wave them like you just don't care. I hope you have your big girl panties on, because we are live, and this is episode 670 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. I'm your host, Hank Strange, and tonight's title is 2020 Vote Frozen in Time. Just frozen like that, frozen in time, conspicuously to make it look, good for the Biden camp. But yes, it's frozen in time. And WTF on that one. We'll talk about that and lots of other stuff. Our guests tonight are Walter from Safety Harbor Firearms. He's here. And we also have, there he goes. We've got FlyingRich. Richard Hughes is also here joining us. And we've got John Crump of GOA and AmmoLand News joining us as well, at least for the first half hour. There you go. The Crumpy
first hour.
Let's see that again. Hold on. Let me go close up on you. Is that Crumpy?
Power?
Crumpy Militia.
Crumpy Militia.
Yeah.
With a white fist.
Is that a
That's a really.
Is that a?
The fist of white for it to be triggering.
Oh.
That was done on purpose.
Yeah. What were you saying there, Walter? What was the question you were asking?
Are those patches and stickers available?
Yeah. I'll send you one if you want it.
Yeah. Where can people get these?
BlackSwanTactical.com, which is my website. I sell them on there. All proceeds go to my niece.
Okay.
Who has brain cancer.
Yes, unfortunately.
Oh,
and
how much?
They're like $7. I get them made in China.
Oh, well, they all come from China. I get that. My stuff done there too. So.
China.
China.
Okay, by the way, and we are going to talk a little bit here about the unfortunate situation going on with John's niece there.
No. You meant the election.
Yeah, that unfortunate situation we're going to talk about as well.
Trump's speaking right now.
He is? What's he talking about?
Saying that how, if you count the legal votes that he won, if you count the illegal votes, that's what we're getting right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you look, just to show everyone, I'm gonna go to the Google thing, which we know where Google is at, right? Like what their philosophy and everything is. Yeah. Yeah. So if you look at them, they froze it with Biden 264, Trump 214. But to me, I feel like Trump is gonna get Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, and Alaska, which will bring him just as close as Biden is here, that's just my feeling from all of this. And then Nevada and Arizona, there's still some things going on there. One of those, maybe even Arizona, it's possible that it could go Trump's way. Otherwise, this thing is going to be complicated and go on for a long time here.
Well, there is a way that Trump can win without winning anything.
Okay, what is the way? Show us the way.
I talked to a very, very good constitutional lawyer that argues in front of the Supreme Court a lot. I probably don't want to say his name.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, well, if Trump just ties it up in the courts and the Supreme Court says we'll hear it, but we're not going to hear it till January 1st, that passes the data certification, and then the vote will go to the House. But here's the thing.
Okay.
Not every person in the House gets a vote. Each quorum of each state gets one vote. So California get one vote, Rhode Island get one vote.
Oh, they lose then.
And then
Yes.
36. and then
they lose. They lose.
And then the vice president would get picked by the Senate.
Okay.
Where the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we could have Don Jr. and Don Sr.?
You could.
Yeah, that's very fringe theory. Very fringe theory. I don't know if we're going to get to that.
It's constitutionally illegal.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, there's definitely shenanigans going on, right? If you look at Project Veritas, the stuff they were putting out, right? There's shenanigans and things like that going on here.
Ballot harvesting.
Yeah, why do we stop the vote? In Georgia and places like that, it was like they were at 99%. I mean, if you look at this thing, they got to, Georgia has 99% reporting, and then they stopped.
Well, here's the thing.
What's the deal with that? North Carolina got to 94%, and then they stopped. Pennsylvania got to 89%.
There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. For example, my friend Nick Freitas, who is a friend to all gun owners, he basically won the election, and then by like 5,000 votes, and then they found a flash drive that was mismarked that had 14,000 more votes on there, and now they said, oh, you no longer won. Now you lost by 5,000 votes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely not.
So
just magically.
When they know how many votes they need to make up, they have numbered flash drives: 1 for 10,000, 2 for 20,000, 3 for 30. They're like, oh, look what I found.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that has to be challenged. Without a doubt. That stuff.
They are. Yeah. They're actually raising money. If you go to Nick Freitas' website, he's the guy. I don't know if you remember, but a few years ago he gave a very impassioned speech on the floor of the Virginia legislative body, legislature. I don't know why my mind broke
Who
up
are
there.
you talking about here?
Nick Freitas.
Oh, okay.
So he's actually raising money for the legal challenge because they are challenging it, because it's kind of weird that a couple of days later they find a flash drive, and when they say, hey, we need to see the flash drive, they're like, no.
Yeah. It's like,
nonsense.
okay, so you can't verify these things, right? It's like, okay, come on. So if you got it, show it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's void. You know?
Well, I mean, and if you look at Project Veritas, they had a guy that works for the post office saying that their supervisors were telling them to gather up this is after the election, right? Gather all incoming ballots and post date it or predate it, right? There's a lot of shenanigans and things like that going on out there. So what's going on there, Rich?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, the whole vote, I really think there needs to be some sort of, blockchain that we can track our votes, we can see our votes counted. There's this, we can't have, 16th century voting technology going on.
Well, Maj suggested that today.
We should definitely. I believe we should decentralize it. Obviously, you can find ways to encrypt it, right? and then
Yes.
decentralize this voting system and take away from these politicians that are able to cheat in the different states that they're in. It just happens to be convenient that these states that stop counting the votes are Democratic, right?
If we only had some type of ID that we can show at polling places, I mean, but that doesn't exist.
Okay. First thing, mail-in voting. Bad juju, Bono. Bad juju.
Yeah,
That
there
is
was a
bullshit.
guy. There
Okay.
was a guy. I was looking at Project Veritas. There was a guy who's a resident of New Jersey, right? But he also lives in Florida. But he registered to vote in Jersey. He registered to vote in Jersey.
Really?
Got a mail-in ballot from Florida, but this idiot sent in the mail-in the Florida envelope had the Jersey Jersey ballot in it.
Look how many freaking snowbirds come down here between like here in Michigan, here everywhere else. You can't tell me that half of these Democratic snowbirds don't vote in both places.
Oh,
You
for sure.
cannot tell me that with a straight face.
Yeah.
My
I don't
sister
care.
my sister got a ballot from someone who doesn't even live at our house.
Look, I get the ballots from the former people that I bought the house from 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so that's why I'm like, first thing needs to happen is all the voting records need to all completely wiped clean. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Okay.
in Florida, they try to pull the dead people off the records, but the Democrats complain they'd lose the votes.
Yeah.
So
Claim-
Rodney,
claim
so
put
listen, Rodney Brady, who's our friend. I'm just prefacing this for you guys before you all start going nuts. He says Bush won the same way, no whining. I'm not whining. I'm not whining.
How did Bush win the same way though? Bush, every recount since then shows that he would have won. They counted the votes 3 times. They wanted to count it for a 4th time, and that's when they went to the Supreme Court and stopped it. In fact, they did do a 4th vote. I mean, 4th recount even after the Supreme Court did, but it wasn't official. Like it wasn't going to be changing anything, and Bush still won that. So.
Don't go.
I don't.
Listen,
I don't understand.
We're at the tail end of 2020. We have the technology to make this better and more secure. And I'm not saying that to benefit who I might vote for. That's for everyone, whoever it is. Why wouldn't you want to do the better stuff? Why wouldn't you want to do the better stuff? That might help AOC become president. I don't give a crap. Let's make this better.
The Democrats really failed this election. That's why they're talking about now getting rid of Pelosi and trying to put someone who's more of a centrist in there.
I can't imagine that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the Dems moving centrist.
Yeah.
Well, that's what there's actually an article.
So I know.
About that.
So I just want to get into this, and by the way, I want to make sure, Crump, that we get to your niece. But I just want to get into this because this is all relative and what we're talking about the voting stuff. Who knows? All you guys know Coleon Noir, right? You know who Coleon Noir is?
No, I have no idea who that is.
I was just saying the other day that Noir is the only person that gets up to like, actual primetime media levels and stuff, right? I've seen him on Fox News, which I don't believe is a news station anymore. Whatever. I've seen him in other places, right? He gets up there. I think that let me see if I could pull it up here. Hold on. He was actually on TMZ talking about this not too long ago. I don't know if you all saw this, but I'm just going to show the freeze frame. It says Coleon Noir, gun rights activist and host. And I've got it muted, but I'll play a little bit of it. He was on TMZ Live talking to these two very, very liberal dudes right here, about this whole thing. Because gun sales and all that kind of stuff, and Noir was on there, right? And they asked him, does it make sense to concede assault rifles? This is where
Concede?
to concede. So in other words, they were asking him about, does it make sense that people should give up assault rifles and all that kind of stuff, and they were also asking him about that. They were saying it looks like Biden's going to become president, and what does he think like that means for guns? Which Noir has a video out on that as well, if anyone wants to see it. I think I think there's things they're trying to do here, and just to get back to what you were saying, I don't really feel like they're going to try to go centrist and all that kind of stuff. When they're just waiting for this opportunity to try to do shit.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying because they had colossal failures in a little bit of not a little bit in some of the states where they were supposed to win. They actually lost ground in the House where they thought they were going to gain ground. They thought they're going to take they're going to take back the Senate, and they didn't, which means they can't pack the Supreme Court. There is a centrist named Hakeem Jeffries out of New York who, House Democrat, caucus chairman, and there are a bunch of Democrats in the House trying to push him just to go ahead and go for the seat.
I think that always happens. Are they going to be able to take out Nosferatu, Nancy Pelosi? I don't know. Who thinks that's going to happen?
Look, a slight breeze could take her out, and Biden.
All I have to do is turn off the prescriptions. Once you turn the prescriptions off, they're all dead. All those old fucks.
Yeah.
So Tyven has the best saying. Nancy Pelosi has sideburns on her eyebrows.
Yeah. So listen, Rodney says in the future it may be a Republican in Biden's position. Be wise in your moves. It doesn't matter to me who's in what position. We should do the right thing. There's no way that we're in 2020 and we don't have a way to solve all this nonsense, right? The massive push for mail-in ballots was because of COVID-19. Oh, there's no other way that we could secure the vote. We're all shopping and buying stuff online and doing all kinds of things all the time, but we can't figure out a way to secure this vote to make sure that people who are citizens and eligible to vote get one vote.
Look, I have two-factor authentication to log into my bank account. I mean, there's ways of doing things. There's ways of securing things. I'm not a big fan. I'm really a big fan of in-person voting. That's the short of it.
That's the way to do it. I mean, if you can't get, I get some people physically can't get, but if you can physically get, then get there.
Yeah.
Find a way to get there, and you got to prevent some ID. Hello, this is me, and you get one click.
Yeah. This isn't about I'll be honest with you. Let's do some super honesty here for a second. To me, I believe in voting. I'm going to vote for who I believe I should vote in. I'm not trying to make other people vote. It doesn't matter at the end of the day who wins the presidency. I don't think that has anything to do with why you should vote.
Well,
I see a bunch of people saying they didn't even vote at all. And I'm thinking, you don't like your options for president, so you didn't vote at all? You didn't vote.
That's dumb.
You didn't make votes that have to do with where you live and all that kind of stuff. Terrible, stupid thing to do. People should just vote. Whatever happens, we all live with it. If Trump being the president for the next 4 years doesn't mean that we stop fighting for gun rights and freedom in America, that doesn't mean that. So I think that, and then if you flip this around the other way, Biden becoming president isn't going to, in the short term, isn't going to hurt the firearms industry. In the long term, I think it will, and it'll hurt everyone, right? But there's going to be people. There's going to be people buying a ton of guns and stuff like that anyway, right?
You know what I would do?
Go ahead. Let's let Walter get this out. Go ahead, Walter.
I went on the internet today looking at how much people are paying for lowers. Not too crazy, all things considered, because they're not threatened yet. 1,000 rounds at 9mm, $700 effing dollars. Okay. That was 135 before the pandemic, okay?
Now, is that steel case?
So let me say, you can buy all the effing guns you want. You can buy 100 pistols, but you ain't got no ammo to shoot in it. I'm not going to go out. I got to tell you, Hank Strange, there'll be no more ammo on Walter. Because I don't have the ammo to shoot like that anymore. So I won't be dumping 9mm by the handfuls in the magazines because I don't have it to dump. And I'm not paying that much money for it to make a video. Sorry. Because I won't see a return on that. at that kind of prices, I won't see it $700. Well, anyways.
Right. I understand what you're saying. At the same time, whatever you make is going to get sold, right?
Oh yeah, if I
Right or
make
wrong?
1,000 of these, I'll sell 1,000 of these.
Right. And
But-
the point I'm trying to make here, I don't want that. I don't think you want that. I don't think John wants that or Rich wants that. There are some people in the industry who want that. That's why we had a whole bunch of people 4 years ago that had the Hillary plan. Oh, let's get Hillary in there. We'll sell everything. These guys will go nuts and buy everything. That didn't happen. You got Trump. You had a Trump slump for a while. And basically, a lot of gun folks out there just went to sleep.
Well, naturally they went to sleep. They were tired. You know, you had 8 years to be on the watch out. Okay, people were tired of that shit. You know, I mean, for what it's worth, you know. And now, okay, yes. So we had the bump stock thing. We had when somebody says they didn't vote because they don't like because he was not a friend of the Second Amendment. I'm like, well, is the possibility of the ones coming into office your friends?
No, Biden fully declared he's totally dismantling everything.
They're gonna start signing executive orders like you ain't never seen fucking before. You think Trump did it a lot? Because he can't pass anything. If he doesn't control the Senate, he can't pass nothing. I mean, nothing's gonna make it to his desk. It'll all get shot down. And if it doesn't, we should start stringing up the Republicans. But because they're useless as tits on a boar hog. But you know,
we're already there at that point. I think. Okay. I mean, I feel they're useless.
Stringing them up?
No, I feel they're useless.
Oh, we can't say that.
Let me ask you guys something. What do you guys think of ranked vote? Like a ranked voting idea?
What does that
Where
mean?
you vote, like if you have like 3 candidates, like a libertarian candidate, like a Joe Jorgensen, Trump, you rank them in the order. Because if you would have done that, Trump would have won. Just saying.
Why don't you have a primary for the presidential candidates? So you don't have the Green Party and the Commie and all these other ones.
Like do like a runoff type thing?
Yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, because you look at what was I looking at? Florida? Yeah. What state I was looking at? Michigan. The libertarian dude pulled in 12,000 votes. So I mean, that's like, my opinion, taking 12,000 votes and throwing them out in the street, you know, so Democrats can put them in their bus. But I mean, it's just
people always say that. I don't really agree with that. That could have been 12,000 votes that it could have gone to Democrats or Republicans. Everyone feels usually that's a vote to the other side. I don't really feel that way. Or the Green
Party, or the Umpty Squat the Moonraker Party, or whatever it is that are on the ballots. You know, I get all that, but we should have you have a primary locally where to get rid of the ones that aren't going to be a serious candidate. Same thing.
Okay.
Just my.
I understand where you're coming from on that. So.
And just save a lot of room on the ballot too. You know. Save paper. You know, we got to save the.
We should do some things to fix some things that are broken and have been broken for a long time. We might want to do that.
Okay, remember we used to have little machines. You go and vote on the little machines, and they rigged the machines. Then you had a paper ballot. Then you had the hanging chads. That's what Bush, you know. Oh my God, the hanging chads. And then, so every system they come up with, now we're going to vote electronically. Well, there's 49 or 50 different electronic systems. Am I mistaken, or am I close? Or run by elected politicians.
Yeah.
So it's never going to work the same. You need to have a federal, for the presidency, it needs to be a separate system where you vote and it's all controlled by one authority.
Me.
And it's not based on whether they're Democrats or Republicans or whatever. That's my opinion.
This goes a little bit to the conversation we were having last night. We were having a conversation about illegal immigration, about gun control and stuff like that. And are we ever going to get these things fixed? No. Because ultimately, neither one of the two parties that are in power have any reason to actually try to get in there and fix any of this. And the biggest one that they don't have a reason to get in there and fix, as a matter of fact, they have a reason to ignore it, is when it comes to voting. This is a place where lots of people have power because they get to shift things around.
Well, I think we should go find like a little island somewhere, and and
I know one for sale.
Yeah, well, we can call it Strangeland after our malevolent dictator, a benevolent dictator. Sorry, not
Benevolent,
malevolent, benevolent dictator Hank Strange.
I don't want to live on a sausage island with you dudes.
You
Okay?
know what?
I'll rather live on the island of Lesbos or something like that.
We'll get American Gun Chick to come out.
That's not going to be enough, okay?
Um,
I'm just trying to
and
tell you
another thing-
guys. This
and
island we live
another-
on here called America, let's just run this one.
Another thing that aggravates me too is and it goes for these people we're talking to right here, everybody here. Everybody's so focused on the Second Amendment. Oh, it's important. Don't get me wrong. They are fucking up every other thing in this country too, way beyond the Second Amendment. When you become this immoral, do anything you want, go anywhere you want, to anybody you want kind of idea, that's what happened to the Romans. And and make everything that's Oregon legalized heroin. Did I hear that?
They legalized all drugs.
So who's going to pay for this now? Who's going to pay? Who's going to pay for the ones sitting in the corner on the thing like they have on Europe, shooting up out in public?
Well,
You
for
want your
sure we
kid-
have to
you
stop
want-
bailing out states.
Yes,
want your
that's
kid,
exactly
you
what
want,
I was going to say.
States should
You want-
not get
you want-
bailed out, and if a state gets into trouble, a state should go bankrupt, and another state that has the money should be able to buy their asses.
You
Simple
want
as
your
that.
kids. You want your
Right
kids
or
to
wrong?
see
You know
this
what?
stuff.
No, of course not.
And they shouldn't see this stuff. It goes to the same thing. Well, if I want to do this to this guy and this, you do this to this guy, and it's all good because do you want this stuff out in public? Every year it gets more and more of this crap becomes normalized.
Maybe
So when does having sex out in the park become normal?
Dude, I don't
Wait,
want to see. I don't
there's
I
something
don't care
wrong with
who it
that?
is. I don't like public displays of affection.
Well, I don't want to see public displays of drug use. I don't want to see
Yeah,
public
I get it.
displays of affection.
Absolutely.
I don't want to see public displays of
Listen.
99% of the stuff. This freak show that's walking around
Yeah.
through these two
Listen,
towns,
dig a big pit, okay? Throw everyone in there. Let them get juiced up with whatever they want to get juiced up with. Mutant gladiators. Let everyone fight it out.
you know what? I think we should give free helicopter rides out.
Oh yeah, I want to learn how to. I think we should give pilot lessons out, free flying lessons.
No. Rich knows what I'm talking about.
No, but these guys, you learn how to fly out the door of a
Crashing
helicopter.
lessons.
No. Rich knows what I'm talking about. Helicopter rides.
Okay.
Google free South American helicopter rides.
Okay.
So,
I don't know. Do you guys get that reference?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
you do.
Man, I'd have to. I'm slow, so I'd have to look it up. So.
Back in the 70s, there was a guy who ran Chile who decided to.
Allende. I think it was Allende.
No, Pincho. But he decided he decided to give all the communists in the country helicopter rides.
I heard about that. Yeah.
He gave them a ride up, but never gave them a ride down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course. That's what I always said about.
He gave them a ride down, but without the helicopter.
Express, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who wants to learn how to fly an airplane and only fly it, don't land it, then you should teach them how to land it the old-fashioned way, right out the fucking door. Wait, anyways.
By the way, everyone that's in here right now, smash the thumbs ups, okay? We appreciate.
So my rant was about just the aside from just the Second Amendment being concerned, you have to be concerned about all the other stuff that these people turn a blind eye to and support, which is a lot, a lot.
But the thing I think about that is, first of all, I think there's way too many laws, right? And there's a lot of things that it's just a waste of time. Like, this is illegal, that's illegal, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I think what states want to do that run themselves into the ground, people should just stop bailing them out. That's it.
Amen.
That's the way I think about that, right?
Look at San Francisco.
But if someone wants to be a meth head and meth themselves to death, I don't even know what you do with meth if you smoke it or whatever. But if someone wants to do that, okay, if you're doing something that you are hurting other people, like you're doing meth and driving and you hurt people, it should be like
That's
anything
where
else. Death penalty.
that. Well, of course, but do you think that the same people that agree to this stuff will put someone to death?
No,
No,
of course not. Of
no,
course
no,
not.
no, no, no.
Yeah, and the
because they're
same
ones
people, the same places like in Oregon where they're doing this, right? That's the same place that wants to make guns illegal. So you can have everyone doing this thing, but you can't defend yourself from all the zombies that are about to come out. Well, okay. The state just needs to get flushed, man. I really feel like when states go bankrupt, right? When states are in trouble, other states shouldn't have to bail them out. They should
Amen.
be able to buy their asses up or buy pieces of them. Just like the Freedom Group was split up, people should be able to go, okay, I'll take the southern part, I'll take the northern, middle, or whatever, and now that belongs to another state that's successfully run itself.
So what happens to the mother effers that screwed it up? You just
Like Gavin
let them
Newsom?
walk
In
away?
America, we should not accept corruption. When people are corrupt and you prove that you should pay the ultimate price for that.
Oh, I would
What's your
string them up in
problem?
a second. That would you want to clean up America? Start hanging the corrupt politicians. Watch how fast people change their ideas. It's like
Well, then but then if you hang all the corrupt pocket politicians, then then we got a real problem because we have no one in Congress, at all.
that's awesome.
No,
That's
no
awesome.
state
What do you say,
government.
John?
Sean, I have an invention. It's called a lie detecting shock collar, and we just put it on all the politicians.
Oh, that might work.
Yeah, you might as well just plug
And-
them into the grid and let them fry.
But anyway, so that's my rant about that's like a morality rant,
Yeah.
And I'm not one for telling you how to do your thing, but if I got to pay for your stuff or watch you wander down the street freaking out and the kid's going, "What the hell's going on, Daddy?" Well, he's just effed up. Don't pay attention.
Yeah, Brian Quick says America needs to increase the requirements to vote. We have too many morons voting. I've always thought that, maybe you shouldn't even have the right to vote unless you serve in the military or something,
No, well, not the military.
Starship Troopers.
Yeah, Starship Troopers. Let's go Starship Troopers. Why
Uh,
not?
What
That was a
what-
pro-fascist book, right?
Huh?
It
What?
was a book, Starship Troopers. It was a love letter to fascism.
Oh, really?
It's like the dude that wrote it was like a fascist, and he
Well,
wrote it to
I-
push fascism.
I used to like the idea of Dr. Seuss, and his stories, but all that stuff is weird, and he's the same way. He's like freaking crazy socialist kind of stuff and everything, and then when you find out what these stories mean, you go, "Oh my God!" And I like that stuff. As
Well,
a kid,
the Wizard of Oz was a Wizard of Oz was a political satire about the Gilded Age. In the book, I don't know if you remember the book. There wasn't ruby red slippers; it was silver slippers on the path because it's like they're going from the gold standard to the silver standard. So it was the silver walking on the gold. And like the Cowardly Lion was like William Jennings Bryan. Never mind.
All right, don't go deep.
And
too
you
deep
know,
into
if you play
the
Dark
fields
Side
of
of the
nerdism.
You know the Dark Side of the Moon connection to the Wizard of Oz, right?
Oh
Yeah.
God. Okay.
That if you play the videotape of the Wizard of Oz and start the Dark Side of the Moon LP, when the lion roars for the third time, it syncs up.
Really?
Yes, it's screwy. It is
Yeah,
so
and
messed
I also
up.
believe there's some drugs involved in this too.
No. I barely drank that day.
Yeah. Right.
I bet you can find it on YouTube or somewhere on the internet. So you
No,
don't
I've
have
heard.
to-
I think I've heard Rogan
It's
talking about it.
crazy.
In Rogan's version, there was lots of drugs going on. I could just say that.
So Clover brought up something a little while back in the chat, and this is where the U.S. government got totally screwed up. The House of Representatives, the congressmen, were supposed to be, or congresspeople, I don't want to offend all the SJWs in the audience, and I know you got a lot. The House of Representatives was supposed to represent the people, and that's why they were elected for 2 years, because if 2 years you didn't like them, you got rid of them. Now the Senate was elected by the state legislatures and could either be removed by the governor or a vote of the legislature. So if you got somebody in the Senate that you didn't like what they're doing, you could recall their butt and put somebody else in. Now, the 17th Amendment was enacted and changed that. So basically, it's state popular vote, or, the Senate is state popular vote, and the House is every 2 years by electoral districts. And that really screwed it up, because the whole idea of the federal government was supposed to manage things external to the states, either interstate or, from one government to the other, between the United States and Canada or Mexico or whoever it may be. And the whole idea is that the senators were representing the state, period. And that's how it was. Now we have this all-powerful class of people, the Congress and the federal government, that are just screwing us. They have no allegiance, no ties to being controlled by us. If the senators knew they did the wrong thing and the governor was going to pull them back, that'd be the end of it. There'd be no more of this crap.
They were like ambassadors for the states, basically.
Right.
Or they could be recalled at any time.
Yeah, that big reset button. Looking shiny.
The reset button won't be pretty. I'm telling you that.
No, I know.
The reset button will not be pretty. I mean, I hate to see those houses burned, literally. So,
let me get this thing up from Newsweek here. This is some political stuff, and then we can move on. This is in Newsweek. It says Donald Trump could pull even with Biden in Arizona. Count, CNN says. President Donald Trump is chipping away at former Vice President Joe Biden's lead in Arizona, raising the possibility that he could take the state, giving him some breathing room in his path to the presidency. CNN analyst said that the new Maricopa County data shows Trump is gaining on Biden, and if votes continue that way, could even meet and beat Joe Biden in the state. Joe Biden is still winning the county with 51.4% of the vote in the county, but around 200,000 votes remain to be reported.
How is that?
And it says here, quote, Trump has been meeting the thresholds he needs to at least pull even. So there you go.
That would be all.
That would be what?
I would laugh.
They still elected the Chi-Com operative to the Congress.
Yeah.
The former astronaut.
Yeah.
Slash on the payroll for the Giffords. You know who we're talking about.
Yeah. Some good things and bad things happen. Look, North Carolina hasn't been called. I think Crump was mentioning this earlier, but Mark Robinson. Here, I'll throw this up there. Yeah, Mark Robinson will be North Carolina's next lieutenant governor. That's the guy that was talking about how you guys are not ready for. Remember, he was saying you all, you want this revolution, you're not really ready for it, right? That's how he went viral back in the day.
Yeah. Mark Robinson's been on my podcast. He's a really cool guy. You should have him on, for Hank.
Yeah, I would love to have him on.
Okay, I'll hook you up.
Make it happen.
I'll hook you with an email.
Crump, make it so.
I'm sorry, but is North Carolina one of these places where you have a Democrat and one for governor and a Republican for a lieutenant governor? Is that one of them?
Yeah.
North Carolina also not called.
And why is that? I just can't.
They're waiting for Stacey Abrams to call it, or is that Georgia?
That's for Stacey Abrams to get her teeth fixed.
The whole premise of this show is that the vote is frozen. So Tuesday, I did 7.5 hours on Tuesday, right? We went from Tuesday all the way into early Wednesday morning, 7.5 hours. Around 3:30, something like that, we realized everything was frozen. Nevada said, we're going to... Election night. You know what? We're not freaking counting anything anymore. PA, Pennsylvania paused. North Carolina paused. Georgia paused.
I've never seen that. Never seen that.
Okay, that was late Tuesday, early Wednesday. This is Thursday. It's still all paused.
That's because
they had personal days.
Yeah.
They need a date for the end of the year.
Yeah.
They're going on Thanksgiving, Christmas break. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have personal days. They need to use it by the end of the year, and there was a big argument about who's going to get at Christmas, so they decided all to take it now.
Yeah. Listen. Go ahead, Walt.
No, I was going to ask Richard. You ever heard the phrase or the term "eating corn through a picket fence"?
No.
And I'll just leave it.
I
at that.
forgot what that means. Isn't that something bad?
Is that
No,
sexual?
you're talking about the
Walter?
teeth.
Is that a sexual thing?
But
That's when you have a big gap between your front teeth.
Oh.
You're eating corn through a picket fence. And there were, I first heard that, nothing to do with the Abrams chick. I used to work at a place called General Dynamics where we made submarines.
wait a second, chick. You just can't say Stacey Abrams and chick. You can't just.
Why not?
Yeah, well, somebody identifies as a female. And there was a guy that worked there, and his name was, I won't use his last name because somebody might know who he is. His name's Jerry. And he used to go, he had a space between his front teeth, and they'd go around, Jerry, eating corn with this New England, Groton, Connecticut accent. Jerry, eating corn through a picket fence. It's like, so I just use it.
Mm-hmm.
I've had my teeth fixed, so I can bitch at anybody about bad teeth.
Mm-hmm. Oh, congratulations to you, Walter. All right, listen, let's do some stuff here. I've got some news that Crump is going to be breaking, but before we do that, Crump, I want to talk about this auction that you have going on for your niece. I really wanted to do it yesterday, and I didn't, so I want to get into this. It's on different places. However, if you guys look here, The Truth About Guns has it as well. Several people have it up. Auction of custom Mandalorian-style bullpup to raise funds for John Crump's niece, Isabella Hammer. So if you look at it, it says Swamp Dog Armory is teamed up with KG Guncoat, Swamp Fox, Red Ball Sports, Acid Tactical, Neomag, Band Switch Customs, Shall Not Comply, and Nanook Cases to auction off a one-of-a-kind Mandalorian-themed bullpup 9mm carbine. Is that a high point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's based on a high point.
Yeah, looks like a high point.
I'm going to put the link in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yep, the link's in there, and it's really cool. We've been planning on this for a while, and the auction's going better than expected. Right now it's at 1,500. A lot of people are bidding on it. What's going on with my niece is and she's also our goddaughter, recently has been diagnosed with DIPG, which is a really bad form of childhood brain cancer. The survival rate's actually very low. Usually when you get diagnosed, it's about 9 months before the inevitable happens, but she's fighting hard. They live in New York, and the study that gives her a chance is in Stanford, California. So they're going to be going back and forth from Stanford to New York every 5 weeks. And right now, it is like the hotel flight and all that. That's not covered.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a huge deductible as well. So flying back and forth once a month to California for a week is kind of really, really hard on the family. Mm-hmm. It's just it's a heartbreaking situation. Plus, it's in her brainstem, so she's having trouble walking now, and that's gonna require a lot of physical therapy. She has like 40 physical therapy sessions in the next 2 weeks. She's it's not exactly the best thing, but she is fighting, and she is a fighter. There's no doubt about that. She actually did a podcast with me because she's always wanted to do a podcast, and she decided, hey, I'm sick, so I'm not sure if I fear hold me back anymore. I want to do a podcast with you, and that was like a few months back, so we did a podcast.
Cool.
Like that, like a spur of the moment podcast, because she was like, I can't let my fear. I don't want to let my fear hold me back anymore. I'm going to do a podcast. So I was like, all right, let's do it. So we did like an hour-long podcast when I was up in New York a little while ago. Yeah, and right now it's really tough on the whole family. Her family's hanging in there. But yeah, it's just really, really expensive for everything.
I can imagine. Rodney Brady says, "Lost my dad to brain cancer. Where can we donate?" So other than this
Yeah,
auction,
I put the GoFundMe. There's a GoFundMe that I
okay,
put and in there. So, but we're doing everything. If you don't know, everything I own Black Swan Tactical, which is we sell like T-shirts and everything else, and patches and hats and all that good stuff. Uh, Everything that I get from there goes to my niece. Everything I make on my Patreon, which isn't a lot, but whatever, all that goes to my niece as well. Everything I make through my YouTube revenue goes to my niece. Everything I make through writing goes to my niece. Just to help out with everything. So
yeah,
everything that I do right now is to basically help her out. And I really want to thank. I got to thank Guns and Gadgets. Jared, I don't know if you know Jared or not.
yeah,
But yeah, he donated like $1,000, which was like insane.
cool, yeah.
Um,
Let me just say this. So for people who are listening or looking out there, you want to do it. If you guys want to go to Google, and I think if you put in GoFundMe, right, and then if you put in her name, it probably comes up, right?
yeah, Isabella Hammer is her name.
Yeah, Isabella Hammer and family. So if you do
Yeah,
GoFundMe Isabella Hammer, you should see the GoFundMe for Isabella Hammer and family. It's gonna come up, and whatever you guys can do there is appreciated. And to be honest with you, even if you can't do anything, sharing it helps a lot as well. So
yeah. I want to thank the 2A community. The 2A community has been extraordinary. Swamp Dog Armory and stuff has been awesome. Just there's been so many people that's come out. I also have a book on you can buy it on Amazon called Speaking with Giants. And 100% of everything that I make on this goes to Isabella. I
yeah.
think you
By
got a
the way,
signed copy,
Flying
right?
Rich has one. Flying Rich has a copy there. He's showing his.
Yeah, so
Um,
100% of all the sales from all my books. I got another book coming out soon, but 100% of the sales also goes to her. So I'm just trying to get money to raise money because it's really expensive.
Understood, man.
Central Islip, New York.
Yeah. Well, it's Ronkonkoma, which is right next to
No,
Iceland.
but that's the Isabella Hammer I'm looking at.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a central Iceland. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, John, you said Ronkonkoma properly.
My wife is from Ronkonkoma.
What? Well, hang on. What now?
Oh, see,
Ronkonkoma.
because Walter, you're the only one that isn't New Yorker-ish,
Mhm.
so you wouldn't know. Yeah, so when you get called and you say, yeah, the address is, blah, 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 Ronkonkoma, or they're calling you, it's like, and you're in Ronkonkomoka? It's,
Or how about Patchogue up there?
oh, yeah, Patchogue's another good one.
Mhm.
Patchogue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
well, they have
Abaquag.
yeah, massive. Yeah, they up in Long Island. They have all these
Massapequa.
uh, uh, like American Indian names
Mhm.
for towns.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I can say American Indian instead of Native American. Funny story. My son, just really why I can say American Indian. My son was learning about Native Americans, American Indian, whatever you want to call them, in history in his school.
Mhm.
And he's like, yeah, I want to meet a Native American. It's like, I was like,
I'll be back in a second.
I was like, but you see grandma all the time. He's like, yeah, but I want to meet a Native American. I'm like, your grandmother's half Native American. You're like an eighth. I'm like a quarter.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
my grandmother, full-blooded Cherokee. I'm like, dude.
Mhm.
It never occurred to me that I'd never mentioned that
Yeah.
to him. You
That's
know?
um. So just to recap, I think Walter stepped out here for a second. Just to recap, John. So we've got the auction. That's on Gunbroker.
Yeah.
And I'll just show it here. Where is it? I'll show it here on Gunbroker for anyone who wants to see this.
Yeah, it's up there in price right now. So
yeah, it's
I think that's all because of the calls.
yeah, just search Custom Mandalorian Bullpup charity auction if you want to look on Gunbroker, and you'll see it. Lots of cool stuff on there. And then once again, the GoFundMe is Isabella Hammer and Family. That's what it looks like right there. If you guys want to see that,
I put the link in the chat.
Okay, good. Okay, cool. Yeah. So thanks to everyone who's helping out with
Thanks,
that.
guys.
I know that's a tough thing for you guys all to deal with, John.
Yeah. Thank you for letting me pitch the auction and everything else.
Absolutely, man. You do.
John was going to give me an autographed copy of the book at let's see, the Iraq Veterans Shoot, but that didn't.
Yeah, that didn't happen. Oh, there might be an event coming up soon. Stay tuned.
Okay. Okay, someone just CB put up a whole bunch of Long Island stuff in here. Hauppauge, Massapequa, Comac. What is that? Contaquat? Yeah.
Connecticut.
Oh,
Connecticut.
Okay.
What kind of Indian are you, Hank?
Connecticut. I think Connecticut is like their school district that they're in.
Well, there's Connecticut River. Connecticut State Park.
The thing is, up in Long Island, school districts, like every block is a different freaking school district. It's like every school is in a different school district with a different. That's why everything's so freaking expensive up there. They have like 80 people for one job.
Yeah. Tony Lawrence, I'm going to get this one wrong. He says, I watched the Neil Armstrong parade in Wallapunkanetta. Wallapunkanetta? When he returned from the moon in 1969. So, all right.
So I'm offended.
Walter, I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
How can you white people use all those Indian names?
Did you not listen to what I just told you?
When is this going to stop? I forgot didn't the white man buy Long Island, or did they just take it from the Indians? That was Manhattan they bought. That's right.
Yeah, I see. You definitely want to go into this.
See,
I'm just having fun.
I'm allowed to use those terms, Walter.
Apparently, he's
my grandmother's Cherokee. Cherokee. My mom's like half Cherokee.
I'm just playing.
Good for you.
I'm offended now.
Oh boy.
I'm offended that you're offended, and we're offended. We're all offended. So it's always going to have an offended family.
Right. Let's see. So there's some other things along the lines, I think, of Crump here. You do have a story that's coming out, which I think has to do with this guy who was making the 3D printed coat hooks. So you want to explain this story to the people out there?
Where's this going?
Yeah, I got a big one. I sent Hank over some from screenshots from the website and everything. And some
let's see. I'm gonna try to throw this up here on the screen. So
all
there
right.
you go.
Timothy Lawson was this guy who had an awesome idea to go and steal someone else's 3D work that he downloaded. That was basically a drop-in autoseer. He sold it at portablewallhangers.com as wall hangers. And he basically was donating 10% of all sales to Duncan Lamp, Justice Duncan Lamp, the guy that was killed in Maryland. But that's neither here nor there. He sold it through Instagram and Boogaloo Boy Facebook groups. How he got caught was the Minneapolis FBI met with what they determined is a cooperating defendant now, which is a guy they busted who rolled on him, who was trying to buy them because he was going to resell them to people who he thought was high-ranking Hamas officials.
And it was the FBI or something, right?
But, God. They were actually the FBI.
Yeah.
And
idiots.
Okay. I'm just gonna get into a little bit about this guy. So this guy is selling something that's obviously illegal. I think.
Yeah, and
Or,
then
I don't
luckily,
think-
just out of nowhere comes Hamas. That might be a sign.
Yeah.
Like Hamas comes out of nowhere. Like it's like how the professor in Back to the Future was selling the nuclear. Do you remember he
To the
sold?
Olympian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. Here's the thing, right?
Mhm.
So he selling it through Instagram, Boogaloo Boys groups on Facebook and whatnot.
And he sold a lot of these, right? Like about 600.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he sold a lot. He took PayPal because he said PayPal's untraceable.
Mhm. Oh boy. Keep going, John. I'm gonna be right back. Keep
Have you
going.
heard of Bitcoin?
Probably no.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
And he mailed them out from his home address using his stamps.com account that he used his real information on.
Oh,
And he used his actual address on the shipping labels as well. And on the PayPal account, his name and everything else. So stamps.com account was all under his real name and all that. So that is kind of led them to say, hey, this guy's probably the guy who's doing this, and it's probably his real information. And then once he went to the West Virginia state government and registered his business of selling drop-in auto sears, with the West Virginia government, and his domain was purchased and registered with his real name.
He should have emailed the ATF and said, "Listen, I just want to let you know you might want to come arrest me."
Yeah,
I mean,
so
what if he printed an 80% drop-in auto steer that you had to peel the sides off or something like that? Like it was a coat hanger, but then you had to peel the
Well, you had
sides
to
off.
remove part of what he was selling in order for this to work. Right?
Well, the thing is, he really didn't have to remove it. He shipped two parts. One part you would mount to the wall and hook it in there.
Okay.
But you know who put it together? So you didn't have to remove everything. It was just came in a kit.
Mm-hmm.
And you just discarded the kit that attached to the wall. So other than that, he has some interesting things. He's spoken code with people. Like one user wrote him, "No matter what I've tried, I cannot get my key hook to mount correctly. It keeps on blocking my door from opening when I open it." So he wrote back, it sounds like you might want to consider mounting the portable wall hanger product farther from your door. The IP he used that they got from Facebook, because Instagram gave him the IP. Mm-hmm. It was registered to his girlfriend, who was his lived-in girlfriend, and it was registered to his house. It wasn't using a VPN. This is like a textbook of how not to get caught.
How to go to jail and get how many counts are they pressing?
Three counts. But
Three counts.
I just want to get to what one Instagram user wrote. He said, "Do you keep records? You selling information on the customers? I am worried about my PayPal info being stolen or something, and something bad happens to my dog if your business is compromised."
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, you better send your dog to go visit family. Because guess what, John? I'm sure the government has all that info, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it says all records and private information are never sold or shared. All payments are handled through PayPal, so your billing address never goes into our system. It is all anonymous, basically, and it would remain private. No, it won't.
So the guy's smart enough to work a 3D printer? He
downloaded the file. He didn't make the file himself. I know who made the file.
But I think I know who made the file also, but he's smart enough to work a 3D printer?
Dear FBI, I don't know who made the file, so when you want to talk to Richard Hughes or John J.
No, I mean,
Crump,
I don't know who the real guy is. I just know his online name.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
these people are getting visited. So there's about 600 people out there that they have their info. They're getting a visit from the ATF.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh, definitely. I would throw those things away. But they ordered it through a confidential informant in Pittsburgh, And so they set up surveillance, and they watched him go and drop off the package at the post office with his girlfriend. Then they open up the package to say, "Hey, look," and they had the whole chain of custody of the package, saying he dropped it off. So they're charging him with conspiracy to commit any offense against the United States, possession of a machine gun, engaging in a business of manufacturer, import, and dealer without firearms, without a special occupancy fee tax. SOT.
Occupational license.
Gen Champ Jr. says if it's a SOT, is it it's okay to print said SARE. Is that true?
No.
No. Okay.
Really?
That's from Walter.
Auto Sears are supposed to be registered, papered.
Before you make them.
There's no legal post 86 Auto Sears that I know of.
Okay.
Not transferable. It's like a machine gun. So right.
Right. But I mean, Walter, you can make a machine gun, but you can't make an Auto Sear.
Say that again.
Like, well, you could go to your shop tomorrow, make a machine.
Oh yeah, I can make an Auto Sear because I'm a and I just pay for it as a post stamp.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's not transferable to you. I can't sell it to you.
Right. Yeah.
But I think, but that's not. You don't. Is that part of the SOT, or that's just you're a manufacturer?
Yeah.
The way you're registered as a manufacturer.
I have an SOT, which that's the class 2 manufacturer. Then there's regular 07 manufacturer who can make regular pistols and rifles and all that. They don't pay the occupational tax.
Okay.
They just.
Well, this guy had nothing like that.
Yeah, he had nothing. Yeah. He had no brains either. So.
I mean, it's just amazing to me. Like,
he just had big cojones.
The website's still up, by the way.
Grande. That's what he had right there.
The website's still up. I would not buy from that website right now.
Yeah.
Because the website's still up, which means it's probably ran by someone else.
Don't even go. I'm not even going to go to that website.
I ain't going to. It's fine.
No, I'm not going over there. No, thanks. I'm definitely not going there. Okay, so listen, I'm not sure if that's it with, I know Dylan is getting ready to come on. Let me see, was there any other things that we wanted to talk about?
That was just it. If you did buy from portable wallhangers.com, make sure you have nothing illegal in your house. And you might want to like a garbage disposal or something.
Yeah. And by the way, I think Dylan is going to be coming in here in a second, or he's getting set up, right? While he's getting set up, don't leave yet, John. I know you do have to go. While Dylan is getting set up, though, what I want to talk about while we're on this subject, wasn't there a where is it? I'm trying to find it. One of those printers came out today. Here we go. The let's see if I can get this up on the screen. Open source firearms introduces the Ghost Gunner Flex. Did you see this? For those of you who keep your ear to the ground in regards to the development of open source firearms technology, it should come as no surprise that open source firearms has been hard at work developing the Ghost Gunner Flex. For the uninitiated, the Ghost Gunner Flex is an ongoing... Okay. Dylan making a lot of noise. Is an ongoing open source project that has been developed as an iteration of the Defense Distributed Ghost Gunner 2 that is created using commonly available hobby components. So, do you know anything about this, John, before you go?
Yeah, it's basically a do-it-yourself Ghost Gunner 2. So, like, you can, like, they actually released how to build it by using whatever.
Okay.
I got a Ghost Gunner 3.
Oh, so you got the next level anyway.
Yeah,
Excuse us.
Excuse us. You can go to MLN and read my review on that. That is so much better than the Ghost Gunner 2. Ghost Gunner 2 was awesome. The Ghost Gunner 3, but it seemed like a beta project. Ghost Gunner 3 is just, it's 6 times faster. It's a lot bigger.
It's faster. Okay, what is there any other leaps that it's taking over the 2? It's just
the Ghost Gunner 3?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's every way better. It's faster, it's bigger. They redesigned the chip shield goes on. The software is better. Let's see what else. You don't have to have like a voltmeter. Like if you got to short it out, if you had too much like aluminum in there, it would short out sometimes. You have to like clear it off, and you have to like a voltmeter. That's actually built in now. And if something happens and it hits like a fatal error or critical stop or whatever, you used to have to go into the software and reset it. Now they have a button on the side of it to reset it. It's just the motors. It has stronger motors, and it can do more. I don't know.
How fast can it make a hanger to go on my door? For example.
I can print. I mean, never.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, it takes about 30 minutes to do a portable wall hanger. Yeah. I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't done it. So.
Right. Okay. Listen, I don't want to keep you. I know you got special permission to give us this hour, and I know you have a lot of stuff going on, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah. I gotta write up the Freitas story. I got some other. Fuck. I mean, my whole
get to work.
Yeah, I'm gonna be working through the night again.
Get to work, my friend.
And thank you so much for having me on. Thank you for all that you do to support the Second Amendment. And Rich, if you ever get hungry during the zombie apocalypse, you can eat chicken because you have a little bird.
How could you say that about Pebbles?
It's my best friend.
Yeah, Rich is gonna. You better go on the run now.
My only friend.
Hey man, if the boog happens, it might be a food shortage, so you're good.
There's coyotes in my neighborhood. I'll always eat.
Yeah, he'll chop off his left foot first.
Oh,
you know how many years he's been with Pebbles? He's been with Pebbles.
Leave Pebbles alone. He filled out an absentee ballot.
He voted.
He voted probably 3 or 4 times.
And wait. And he's right wing.
Oh boy. All right, listen, John. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it, man. Have enjoy the rest of your week.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, brother. Peace. Yeah. Okay, so we've got Dylan is joining us here. Welcome, young Dylan. Dillspec is in the house. Rich, have you been on with Dillspec before?
No, I haven't. I've seen him on.
First time. Yeah. Young Dylan is here in the house. I think Walter's been on with Dylan. It's not the first time for Walt, right?
Oh, yeah. Many times.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome to the show. What's going on in Kentucky? Okay, Walter's showing off stuff here. What's going on, Dylan?
I got a new knife.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, do you want to show the knife first?
Go ahead, Dylan. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go. No, Dylan first.
Really nothing super special. Just, a lot of not very many positive things. Just a lot of unrest and a lot of a lot of people are just concerned right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so was it difficult for you going to vote in Kentucky? Any issues for you going out there to do that?
Well, the county that I live in, Jefferson County, is very liberal, and so they tried to pull some stuff to only put like a bunch of polling stations away from where everyone in the suburbs lives. So I just did an absentee ballot, mailed it in myself.
Okay, all right, cool. Let's see. I don't know if these guys have any questions. Do you have any, before we get over to Walter, do you have any comments on all the shenanigans going on and stuff like that? Or are you just like avoiding politics while we're kind of in this holding pattern while they're trying to like invent stuff?
I'm just hoping for the best. I mean, it just seems to me like if they're going to allow this mail-in stuff, we'll never win another election ever. I mean, it's how is it that you can have more ballots coming in than more registered voters in that state? Right. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not a math guy, but that doesn't seem to add up to me too much.
Yeah, if this kind of stuff is allowed to stand, it's going to be forever, right? If it's allowed to stand now, it becomes forever.
And
everyone's going to use this tactic except Republicans.
I do want to say real quick, I want to give a shout out to y'all in Florida for holding it down pretty good. Bloomberg's $100 million went right down the toilet.
Didn't
work.
Wasted.
Nope.
Any of it that
Did
I
work.
get, I'm buying guns.
The only people that benefit from that Bloomberg money is the people printing signs, the people selling advertising.
Yeah, YouTube. YouTube got a good chunk of that money.
Yep.
That's
And I'm
the
sure
people
Facebook too.
who benefit from all this bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. So Tony Lawrence says one polling place in Kentucky had Biden signs all over the place.
Yep.
Yeah. So lots of shenanigans going on there. All right, let's let Walter, because Walter is dying to show off his knife, and I know he's got some other cool things. All right. Walt,
I'll give you a son-in-law liver transplant update.
Oh, okay, yeah. How is the son-in-law?
Because I know I mentioned that before.
Yeah.
He got a for anybody that knows, New Orleans or the Ochsner Hospital there is a liver center, and they get, unfortunately, they get a lot of livers because he didn't have to wait very long. So that means other people are dying. So, but he got it. I think he's supposed to be coming back home the beginning of next week. They were saying Friday or something, but I think it's going to be a little bit longer. So, all right, he's going to be coming back home. So that's a long battle.
So, but it took and everything, right? He didn't have any kind of like rejection issues or anything like that.
Not that I know of. At first, the person he got the liver from had a stroke, and was a relatively young person that had a stroke. So they thought there was a clot going on or something, and they opened him up a little bit again to look, but I guess there wasn't. Aside from that, though, I guess he's on the road to recovery. So, but that's a long road with that kind of stuff. So
okay, yeah, our best to him and Alexis. I know that's like a tough deal out there.
Yeah, it's been let's say challenging. Yeah, it's challenging.
Yeah. I can imagine.
There's mitigating. Never mind. It's just been challenging. That's all. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. If your brain is telling you don't talk about it, don't do it.
I don't think.
Yeah. Okay, so now on to the knife.
The circumstances around. Oh yeah. So the other day I was watching one of 704 Tactical's spiels about having a deal, and he had a deal from a company called Vipertech. And they sell knives. These knives, the parts are made overseas and they assemble them in the U.S. here. So he was saying it's kind of this was $60 shipped. Okay, so out the front, Tanto style blade, and so I ordered one. It was like $60 shipped. I was like, what the hell? I'll try it out. It seems to be of decent quality. Of course, it's not a Microtech, but then again, it's $60. So
yeah,
we'll give it a trial run. Came in a box, came in a nice little case, all that stuff.
Okay.
So, I got it today, so I've just been looking in and out.
Okay, cool.
Oh, so does it have the same features like a Microtech? If you put your hand in front of the knife when you go to eject, it doesn't eject?
You might want to try that on an orange or something.
I'm not going to try it right now, Richard, because here. Oh, it did hit it pretty hard, but it's not going to. It didn't poke a hole in it or anything. So, yeah, I mean, out of the front knives they're cool, but in reality, if something happens and you're trying to use it and it doesn't open all the way, you're fucked. Because you can't just flick it open. You gotta pull it out and lock it open. So, but they're cool and they impress your friends and they look neat and everything. So,
yeah. Absolutely.
Walter, where did you order that from?
A company called Vipertech.
Okay, this is their website.
Yeah, they have a website. They have other knives too. They sell expensive knives too, by the way. Okay. So, and they had all kinds of specials running. Like I said, this came from 704 Tactical's Facebook feed or YouTube feed or something.
To 704. We need to get 704 back on the show.
Yeah, well, I need to. He's the one that shot the running car with one of my guns.
Yeah, so, absolutely. Yeah.
Also, just anybody who hasn't seen, us here at Safety Hour Firearms have been doing some AR.
Hold it still for a second so we can get a look at that. Okay. All right. So it says Seabus Passum. And I believe you sent me pictures of that, so I could probably run in pictures.
So I actually have 5 of these that I did with this logo. We did this with the laser. And then just for someone who's in charge of the whole thing here, Hank Strange. Boom.
There you go. There's a Hank Strange one. Okay, very nice.
There's actually 2 of those in existence.
Right, very nice. And I will go to a special close-up for anyone who wants to. There you go. Walt's holding it up there, and then I'll add a special close-up here. If you guys want to see it side by side with Walt, there it goes. There, look at that. That's the Blaster logo right there with Hank Strange. So Walt, are you going to be? I know you made that one specially for me. Are we going to be selling these? What's the deal here?
Our Noble lowers with our normal logo on it. Yes, I've got 50 of them going off tomorrow to be anodized, and I think I'm gonna make some more.
Okay.
So
so the ones with that say Safety Harbor, are you gonna have Sivas pass them on those, or that was just something you were testing out? Because I'm showing like a close up of the Sivas pass them that you put up there, which looks pretty good.
Yeah, it came out really well actually.
It does. It looks great.
It looks pretty good in the close up.
I only have 5 of these right now with that on it. Mm-hmm. If it was something a lot of people wanted, I would do a bunch of them.
Okay.
So if I buy a 50 cal, do I get a lower free?
Sure, the 50 cal is just going to be $200 more expensive.
Well, hey, like in Florida here, they voted to raise the minimum wage to 15. Well, little do they know these folks understand that everybody's just going to raise their prices and they'll be right back to minimum wage.
Did that pass? Did that minimum?
Oh
wage
yes,
pass?
that passed.
Well,
interesting. Yeah,
and
so
all the good workers won't get to work as long.
Yeah, officially minimum wage will be more money than I make, so that's interesting. I might have to quit this YouTube thing.
And now, so what that does also, say like you're a manager type person, you're making something maybe close to that. Now they got to bump your salary up to.
Yeah, can I tell you what's going to happen? Can I tell you what's going to happen? I hope everyone is ready to push buttons on that McDonald's kiosk. Exactly. Yeah. Like Rich just said, you better get ready for some kiosks, mofos.
You can't do that.
Huh?
You can't do that with the pandemic, though.
So here's the fallacy.
Kiosks are full of people.
Mm-hmm. Look, you're going to be ordering on your phone anyhow. You can already do that. You don't even have to touch the damn kiosk. Mm-hmm. But the fallacy of all of this, people just don't understand that, one, nobody makes minimum wage and is raising a family. There is that's such a corner case example. Yeah. There are so few people that make minimum wage and are raising a family of 4. That's bull crap. It's 18-year-old kids or whatever that are getting minimum wage or slightly above it. Mm-hmm. The increasing the minimum wage is going to do 2 things. It's going to get rid of kids. It's going to put kiosks in their place and automation, and it's going to raise the price of everything. Because if Home Depot, if Costco, Walmart have to pay $15 an hour when they're paying $7.50 an hour, that's the most expensive thing that they have to deal with. It's going to limit it.
And let's not forget, once you raise that minimum wage, you also raise if I'm not workman's comp, you raise all these other things too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to John Voorhees. He says he works at McDonald's, which is a good job. Lots of CEOs have worked for McDonald's and stuff like that. So.
A lot of people start there and go into management and do their
you're breaking up something ridiculous.
I think another thing that passed here. Anyway, I'm not. We got to stop this. Every time they want to pass something, they can't pass it voting wise. They put it on, try to get on the Florida Constitution.
That's why.
Constitution.
It's just like the ballot initiative thing. They're trying to change the Constitution, which is garbage.
Yeah. There was an amendment there where we were going to make it more difficult to add stuff.
It had to be on twice.
Did that pass?
That passed. Yeah.
It passed.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, so hopefully...
Yeah, I think it did.
I hope so. I hope that passed.
I mean, the same thing in Palm Beach County. Whenever they want to raise the taxes, they just, throw a ballot referendum in there, and they increase the taxes. I'm like, what are you, an idiot? What kind of morons are you? every year the frickin' school district comes out looking for more money. Like, oh, we need a building fund increase. I'm like, well, wait a second. You need an extra tax for building fund? You already tax us for the buildings.
Mhm.
Then they want another tax, and they got it to keep the good teachers. And I'm like, you mean you don't tax us already? It's like they're going to the well all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The property taxes are supposed to be for that.
Yeah. By the way, Imposter is saying you're breaking up bad, Walt. So I don't know if someone else is on your internet or what's going on over there.
Probably is. Let me go crack the whip. Let me go see what's going on. Here we go. Ready? Ready?
Whip is about to be. Walt cracking that whip. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. You know, people, listen, ultimately, here's what I think about voting and all of this. Everyone needs to get out there and vote. And if you get what you ask for, then you get it. You got to live with it. I was telling you earlier, Rich, when we were talking, that it's like when you're trying to tell your friend about that chick that he shouldn't mess with and he doesn't want to live with you, and he doesn't want to listen to you, right? And then he actually goes ahead and gets in a relationship with that chick, and then he wants to complain. It's like, dude.
I told you not to talk about my marriage online. Jeez, man.
Yeah, so yeah, that's gonna be, you know.
I know a story. This guy, I don't know what this girl's got on this guy. I mean, you just use your imagination to fill in the blanks.
Mm-hmm.
But she sent him to jail a couple of times and sold all his stuff.
Mm. And
this guy is a high-end IT worker.
Mm-hmm.
So something is just making him go plumb loco.
Yeah. She's got that golden vajayjay or something, you know, I guess. You
Maybe it's a golf ball through a garden hose thing, you know?
Who knows? Listen, just remember young Dylan is here, okay? Lola's not here to supervise you guys.
Yeah, so young Dylan knows what I'm talking about, I'm sure. So.
Hey, I may look young, Hank. It don't bother me.
Ken says my wife seems like fun. I don't know where she met her, but.
Yeah. What was that, Dylan? What were you gonna say?
If you mind me asking, Walter, please keep me updated, man, on the plans on those lowers, man. I thought that was awesome, man. I've always.
So do you vote for the one with the? With that?
Yeah. Do you want Seavis Passim or do you want the Hank Strange one?
I got to go for the home team and say Hank Strange. I like both of them though.
Okay,
both
you like both of them. Okay.
I like both of them. Do you have any idea on price on that, Walter? I don't mean to you're probably looking at that stuff, but
it's probably going to be in the 90-95 range.
I think that's awesome. You should sell boatloads of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do we get a Hank signature laser etched in there?
Listen, Walter has an allergy. Be happy that he made one of them, one Hank Strange one, because he has a serious allergy to that. But I'll do some finagling with Walter and see if we can get him to offer that for who. Let's do a vote right now. Tell us right now, what are you more interested in? And I'm not going to take any kind of offense. I'm getting all the money from the lowers anyway. Do you want a Safety Harbor one? With the Si Vis Pacem, which I believe in, that's one of my favorite sayings, Si Vis Pacem Parabellum, or do you want the Hank Strange Blaster logo one? You guys say
I want both.
Both? Okay, there you go. Vote for both. Let us know right now. We'll take an impromptu poll here. So, Kathleen Music Lover says men are easy to please most of the time. Yeah, it's true. They're pretty simple. That's awesome. If your man is complicated, you might want to look into that. Might be some issues going on.
All I expect is loyalty or we say honesty, mm-hmm. and an occasional good meal. You know what I'm saying?
Occasional good meal. Occasionally 3 times a day.
Well, Walter, I don't mean to change the subject, but I've always thought that if you ever make a Safety Harbor complete AR, you should have every upper make it pretend like it's serialized 69. I think you'd sell a ton of them.
No, you have it serialized with this number.
That's right.
You 812, or is that one?
Yeah, you got to look at it upside
asshole.
down. You got to look at it upside down.
Is that what your tag says, Richard, on your car? Is that what your tag says? Did you get a special tag?
I'm throwing up the poll. Mr. Bullshitter says I want both. Jen Champ says I'd buy a couple of each, honestly. John Pearson says the Hank. Judd M, both. Bucci 2 times says the Blaster logo. DCG 44 says SHF for me. Bruce Ludman says dibs. I'll take one of each and a BFP. Oh, you know what? You got to do a BFP. This is gonna get.
Wait. Is it gonna be the floor?
I think I want to do. I just thought I want to do some bush pilot wings. You know what I'm saying? Bush pilot wings.
Yeah. Well, I think I go. Rich, you just said the dick butt, right? The dick butt is the one. If you're gonna do a lower for BFP, and he's obviously not here to speak for himself.
Yeah.
It's got to be the dick butt with the boob jobs. That has to be it. Okay, BFP face, dick butt, boob jobs. Boom. Those will outsell the Safety Harbor, the Hank Strange, all of that. I guarantee
You could get it anodized pink.
Yeah. If you put a little rainbow coming out of the booty, it's off to the races. Combat Gaming says I will buy both. Armament and Axis says both. Andrew Slagle says both. Okay, both is a thing. Imposter says both are awesome. Wow. So there you go.
Yeah.
Philadelphia Patriot says I want a Walther 15 and it should come with a side of Hooters wings.
Uh-oh. Everybody's liking the BFP one.
Yeah, the black. Okay.
I think these poll numbers are all from mailed in people. I don't know if that's right.
Mailed in ballots.
Yeah. So you know what, Walter, you've got a poll right there. I think if you started making some lowers, you could sell some lowers, man.
Well, I think whatever I make, I'll sell. I would say that.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Walter, if you don't mind me asking, I've heard you say before, are you looking to like move into more AR stuff like in the future, or is it just kind of something you're toying with, or?
These were bought originally as 80% lowers. So basically 80%, we had to do this here and drill the holes to the side. So they've been sitting in my shop for probably 4 years, 3 years, just sitting unfinished. So Chris that works for me wanted to get some lowers, and he said, well, hey, I'll make the lowers. You know, we'll put them in the machine. I'll do it on the weekend. And he knocked out like 60 of them on the weekend. And I'm like, cool. And
they look like they turned out really nice.
Well, yeah, this is all the markings were all done with a laser, which we have. The laser makes this really easy.
Yeah, I mean, easier. All of these. So, by the way, Walt, all of these are going to be SHF lowers, right?
Yes, correct.
It's just that they may come with the Cevis Passum, which I think looks really good. You know, Hank Strange, and we'll negotiate Dick Butt BFP.
The Palm 3 things are normal logos. So
yeah.
Trademark Safety Harbor Firearms, by the way.
Absolutely.
If anybody has any questions,
all
everybody
rights
always
reserved.
Says, you have a palm tree on there. That's like U.S. palm. Oh, mine was registered before theirs, by the way. Anyways, that's another long story.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyway,
so
Arms is going to be looking for you pretty soon.
Bless their hearts.
Do we need a GoFundMe?
No, not yet. I've never had any word from him about it at all. So I don't do magazines, so I'm not threatening them. If I came out with a magazine on it, I probably would maybe do something. But like I said, my logo was approved by the United States Trademark Office before theirs was. So
they probably just want to leave you alone.
I don't know. I don't want to even think about it. But anyway, happy thought.
It's not worth it. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, but as this election quandary continues, this becomes more and more inviting for a manufacturer. So
yeah. Another good one would be, believe it or not, and I don't know if I say this, someone might steal it, But our year of the rat, a Trump year of the rat, and then you can have under there, we was robbed. So people could commiserate one final last time.
Someone stole my cheese.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, and Brick says no ass missile lower. You listen, if this gets good, if this gets good, we could go. Lots of things could be done. Walter can have a whole section over there competing with PSA, like people are saying in the chat.
Yeah, I mean they put all kinds of goofy stuff on their lowers, and they sell every one of them. So,
yeah, just make some limited editions. What I say about it, the best way I think to do it is like Supreme. Just say, hey, we're only going to make so many of these. When these are done, no more, no mas.
No mas.
Yeah, and then go on to another one, and then that way, because it makes it fun. Like I collect lowers, so I think that's a fun thing to collect out there. So
yeah, I wonder how I got to do a COVID-19 one.
Yeah, well, you better hurry up because it's going to be magically COVID-19 is going to magically disappear.
Oh no! You know what's going to happen? Which one of the things that's really got me aggravated, pissed off, is Biden and his crew are all this nationwide mask mandate.
Well, and shut the country down.
Oh, and all that bullshit. Yeah, and it's like, I hope our governor's got a big enough set to say piss up a poll.
Yeah, I think DeSantis has shown me good stuff so far.
Yeah, he's hopefully he continues on,
Yeah. Here's something that I don't know if you guys saw this. Where is this news? By the way, did you hear about the mink and the COVID-19? Did you guys hear about this?
Mink?
Yeah. So if you just go search news and put mink in there, there's a whole. It's in a bunch of different places. I could pull up the New York Post one, since I'm a big fan of the New York Post. Let me copy this and send this out to the folks out there. Hold on, what did I do? And then I'll share it with you guys here in the internal chat. Basically, I think Denmark is going to kill a bunch of mink because they're worried about COVID-19. Let me read the headlines for you guys. So, should Americans be worried after Denmark culls mink population over COVID-19? And minks are cute,
but they wear real well.
Yeah, they wear well as well, but basically, so here's the headline of that. Will minks be ultimate pandemic pitfall? Forget about it. That's what the Post says. Recent headlines that Denmark livestock officials have made the difficult call to cull some 17 million minks over fears of COVID-19 transmission has people fretting over what that could mean for humans, never mind the poor weasels. Prior to their planned decimation outbreaks, the coronavirus among mink populations in Europe as well as the U.S. were reported far back as April, prompting the Netherlands to shut down the mink fur industry entirely in June. Since then, go ahead. What's the question?
So if they kill 15 million mink, that means they got a whole bunch of fur. They're not going to throw the fur away. Why'd you throw the fur away?
Oh, I'm getting mink underwear.
I don't even want to know that. We are not.
That's the best.
I need Drano now. Oh.
But yeah, 17 million?
That's going to drive the price of mink down, isn't it?
I mean, what are they going to do with the mink?
I got an idea. How about we tell the Chinese it's chicken?
Mink is probably good eating.
It probably tastes like chicken. Tell the Chinese it's chicken.
But so apparently there's a COVID-19 outbreak amongst these things. It says since then the U.S. has reported its own mink-based outbreaks, notably in Utah, Wisconsin, and Michigan, where thousands of semi-aquatic mammals have died as a result of the illness. In a statement released in August, the U.S. Department of Agriculture said mink farms in Utah had endured deaths in the numbers they had never seen before, a spokesperson told Science at the time. At the time, several staffers also tested positive for COVID-19, but which species became sick first is yet to be determined. So they can't figure out if the people are giving the minks COVID-19 or the minks are giving the people COVID-19.
Jesus.
So Brick says Hank will be running around like King Beast. You know it. Mink? What? I'm putting mink on everything.
If it's jumping from humans to mink or vice versa, you know this was genetically engineered. This isn't natural.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dan
PETA.
hates
PETA.
Dan hates you says it's wrong to manscape then replace it with mink.
Oh.
Bucci you guys are so ridiculous. Bucci 2 times says make banana hammock. Yeah, I think so. It's going.
I'm warming up to the idea.
Yeah. It's gonna happen. Yeah. That's a little crazy though, but interesting, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole point, the Chinese engineered this thing to jump from animals to people. That was the whole point. So I'm just saying, remember when that scientist came out? Whatever happened to that scientist chick? The Chinese scientist chick that was on, where did I see her?
Her parents disappeared. That's what happened.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Jen Champ Jr. says fake, fake, fake.
What, the mink thing?
I don't know. I'm just repeating what I.
Yeah.
It was on the internet. It had to be true.
Yeah.
Fake, fake, fake.
I guarantee you could search it. That's in many different publications. So.
Okay.
That's not just in the Post. That's in a bunch of different places. When
Yeah.
I pulled it up here, it was in. Let me see. I already closed it out, but it was in a lot of different places when I pulled it out. Okay, so.
The world will survive.
Yeah. I didn't put here. I'll put this. I didn't put the link up there. So here, I'll put it up so you guys can see it. And by the way, for everyone who's out there, smash the thumbs ups right now, please. Just smash them. I think we can get to 100 with you guys' help. So let's do that.
Nope.
Okay. So listen, there's another story I'm gonna send to you all. And before I even say what it is, I'm gonna send it to the folks out there first, and I will put it in our internal chat, and we'll get the feedback from you guys. So, unfortunately, last weekend, 007, the only 007 to me, Sean Connery, James Bond, 007 passed. Now, and this has been kind of like a rumor for a while. We talked about this already.
What now? No,
yeah.
don't tell me.
Lashana Lynch confirmed as the new 007 in No Time to Die.
No.
It's official. We have a new 007, and she's making history as the first black woman to take up the mantle in the James Bond universe. So.
Nothing like killing a brand.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Nothing like killing a brand. Sorry. So let me guess. Does she like chicks too, or is that?
I don't know what it is. Listen, I don't think anything. First of all our actors in America now are British. We don't have any American actors anymore. Those are more extinct than minks.
You know why they come here? Because they want to escape the taxes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh hell yeah.
Exactly. And I'm not knocking her as an actor or anything like that, but why we go in this direction with James Bond? I mean, you could just make why? What the hell are we doing? I don't really get it, but yes, I think ultimately,
Kill the brand.
They don't really care.
They'll
they're
kill
going,
the brand.
Yeah, they're going for that. SJW.
Let me throw something else at you. This ain't SGW, but have you looked at the crew that's going to be the first crew to go up, in the next one going up to the space station? I guess it is.
No.
ISS.
Crew Dragon or?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one that's going up. The four of them going up at the same time. Have you actually looked? Just look at the picture, and there's a woman.
Mm-hmm.
There's an Asian dude.
Mm-hmm.
There's a white guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a black guy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying they're trying to be ethnically disperse? Oh,
No.
or
They would never do that.
Yeah, I think I think there's like so people going up in space. I think that's one thing, right? If those guys are qualified to go up into space, I think it's a completely different thing when you take take characters that people really like and do this kind of like gender bending,
Right.
race bending kind of stuff. Like I don't know. I don't know why it's necessary, right? Why not make badass movies with a badass chick? There's lots of movies like that. What's the one with Samuel Jackson and The Long Kiss Goodnight with what was
if you want to make
Gina Davis.
If you want to make a chick into a spy Bond kind of action figure, then do that.
Yeah.
But don't ride on the back of a 50 or 60-year-old brand that has not been that way.
James Bond has been dead for a while, though, right? They really can't do James Bond the way that we love it as dudes. Do you think they could do you think they could redo Goldfinger? You think they can have a Pussy Galore like in Goldfinger?
Why couldn't you have Pussy Galore?
No, I'm with it. I'm with it. That movie was perfect, by the way. They don't need to redo it, but
she would just dig chicks. That's all.
No, I mean, listen. Under certain
That's all they do.
circumstances, I'm not going to complain about it, but I think that
that's not a porn movie, though.
Yeah, I think that we're just, I don't know what's the necessity of it. Just put a badass chick in a movie and do it. Only thing I ask is make it realistic, because I do. Of course, they're making movies with badass chicks. But when you look at it, you're like, no way someone this height, this weight, can kick this much ass and still have bones left.
A 5'4", 100-pound chick is kicking a 250-pound guy's ass?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I don't mean to be a complete jerk about it. My wife could come in here and she would. My wife's what, 5'8" and 110 pounds, 120 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
She'd come back from Taekwondo and like have all these Hapkido grips. She's like, "Oh, you're supposed to fall in pain," and I'm like, she's like, "I do this," and then and it's like, you go all day at that. She's like, "Does that hurt?" I'm like, "Yeah, a bit." Mm-hmm. She's like, "But your joint's supposed to flex this way." I'm like, "I got enough muscle to overpower you."
Yeah, we're not all the same.
I don't mean, I'm not trying to be a total chauvinist jerk about this, but unless my wife has a weapon in her hand, like a rolling pin, and boy, that's awful sex, like a steel pipe, she's not hurting me. It's not happening,
Or unless you get. Go ahead. I was going to say, unless you get bushwhacked. You're not expecting it. I don't mean bushwhacked, like what I mean.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
You get hit from behind.
Double entendre.
I got a comment, but I'm not going to go there.
Yeah. Listen, I think we all have our superpowers, right? And for sure, there's women out there that can really kick some serious ass. But I think there's a lot of things. I think there's a lot of things involved in this, and I don't know. It's just like, what's his name that wanted to be Black's, what was it? He wanted to be Black Superman, the other British dude. What's the name of that other British, Idris Elba, right? He wants to be Black Superman and everything. Just make good roles. You don't have to do all of that.
Black Superman. It was, what's his name that just passed?
Oh, you talking about Black Panther? The guy that played Black Panther? Yeah, I'm not even saying that. Like, what happened to creativity? How come we can't just make up new characters that people like? Why do you have to destroy the old characters in a way to say that we don't care about your manhood? And who's even looking at these movies anyway? So people aren't thinking about who's looking at these movies.
The old icon has to pass. They have to destroy that to create their new vision. It's just like J.J. Abrams in Star Trek.
Yeah.
I want to see a female version of the movie Death Wish where she pulls out a Draco out of her purse. That's I've always wanted that.
Draco.
That's gonna be a big purse. That's a big purse.
you're gonna have to get an ugly chick to look like Charles Bronson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Brick says now Gina Carano can throw me around figuratively and literally.
Yes, there are some big girls that can
And
fight.
she looks like she will kick your ass. When I was looking at the Mandalorian, I was like, this chick would just beat him down.
Oh, but that's what she did. That's what she did.
Yeah.
She trained to do that.
Right.
You know, she's thick. You know,
Yeah,
she's not 100 pounds.
I still think, and you guys could tell me, I still think she's sexy. I like big legs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing wrong with her.
No. Not at all. Not at all.
Like some meat on her
What do you
bone.
say, young Dylan?
I mean, everybody's got their type, I guess.
Yeah.
She could be Death Wish. She could be stuff you listen. Can we get some creativity back, please?
Yes. That's what I know where you're going.
Please.
Yeah. Stop writing on the backs of the old brands.
Yeah. Why do some movies are even perfect. Why do we even have to destroy it? So if you're sick and tired of James Bond, can we just leave it? Can we just say Daniel Craig, the last one, awesome, let's move on?
Do you know what? Tell me a sequel that was better. I can think of 2 sequels that were better than the original. And actually, one's a remake. So the Italian Job. The original Italian Job was unwatchable.
Okay.
The
You didn't find it funny?
whatever.
I thought it was funny.
The original Italian Job.
Yeah.
It was just.
With Michael Caine? Was
Yeah.
that Michael Caine? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
It was okay. It's weird avant-garde filmmaking for this. What was that? 70s, or was that 60s?
Oh, I think it was earlier.
It was 60s.
Yeah, I would have to look it up. But
Yeah, it
and
seems
being
like
that I don't
60s
have 2
if
hands.
you watch it, but I find it. So I remember looking at it as a kid, I thought it was fine, but and looking at it as a grown-up, it's just funny to me. But it's a timestamp of what was going on in those times. Just like when you look at James Bond movies, it's like a little time capsule.
Oh, they're goofy.
Of the 60s.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean the ones like Dr. No, stuff like that. What was the one that was in the Caribbean? Was that Dr. No? I think so.
Octopussy.
Yeah. All those things remind you of that place in that time.
Yes. Yeah.
So why do we have to mess with that?
Is the Italian Job the one they modified all the cars?
Yeah.
And they had minis.
Yeah, those are badass minis, man. That's the coolest part of that whole movie.
Yeah.
Down the stairs.
And actually, to do the LA subway, they required that they weren't internal combustion engines, and all the minis that you see in the subway had to be electric.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really?
Oh, that's cool. I wonder. So did they destroy those, or they sold those?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Ask your buddy that does all the props.
In that movie, didn't they do one of the minis like flipping, driving upside down? I think so, right? In the tunnel.
Well, they're in the tunnel. They're just going up and back.
Oh, okay. So they didn't go fast enough to like drive on the top of the thing. I think that was Charlize Theron and Marky Mark.
Marky Mark, yeah.
Yeah.
The remake, yeah.
Yeah.
Before I forget, Hank Strange, I have some car trivia for you. Something you didn't. Eddie Van Halen owned an R8.
He did.
Yes.
He was a genius. I'm not surprised.
Wait.
He's
How
a
can you say genius? We're sorry, Hank.
wait, hang on. He is a guitar god.
There
Not
you
just
go.
a genius, a god. So yes, there's a video out there showing all the cars in his house and all that stuff.
Oh, cool.
He had an R8. Yep.
Yeah.
Wait. No. You know what I have mad respect for Eddie Van Halen for? It wasn't that he had an R8. It was that he had Valerie Bertinelli.
When she was younger, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's all you need. That's all you look, that's all you need. I know this is going to sound super sexist, but I remember when I had that the Gen 2 R8 that I had, right? There were these guys there was a guy that was mad at me. And I was like, what's your problem? What you mad about? He was like, you know what I'm mad about? If it was me, I would only drive that car on the weekend. But you have this car and you're driving it every day.
All over the country.
Yeah.
All over the country.
Dude, that's the way to go. No safe queens, no hanger queens, no garage queens.
I said to him, and you're also a dude who will be dating a supermodel and only hit it on the weekends.
Oh, no.
Yeah, me, I'm hitting it all the time. I'm drinking, I'm taking all my vitamins, doing different potions.
I've seen grandmas drive more aggressive than you.
I'm pretty sure I don't have to drive super aggressive in that thing. So that's the thing. That's
Yeah,
the trick to it. Huh?
If you're gonna have something real high maintenance, you got to get the benefits out of it.
Yeah, if you're gonna tell me right now, you're gonna date a supermodel chick, okay? In her prime, what are you gonna do? Oh no, I'm only gonna hit it on the weekends.
I'm gonna run that thing like a belt-fed machine gun. You know?
I'm studying the Kama Sutra.
With a suppressor on it.
Yeah, I'm doing everything. I'll get some implants.
I don't want no suppressor. I want it to be loud.
Yeah. Every single thing, so that when I get dumped or whatever happens, and some other dude is out there, I'm gonna be like, "Yo, good luck to you, man. I got some stories up here, son.
All you
That's
can
all I
eat.
could tell you. Absolutely. So it's just weird. It's just weird that
Flipping it over to the fun spring.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I don't have that. That car was very expensive. I don't have it anymore, but I can appreciate it, for what it was, and that I did some really cool, badass stuff with it. And I'll tell you another story to that. So when I got that car, there was a guy here locally that he owns several McDonald's over here. This is like a dude that legitimately has money, right?
He's the Burger King. I mean, the McDonald's king.
Yeah, he's the McDonald's king around here. And that car that I had was supposed to be his. He had it specially ordered and everything, and it came in. And the manager of the dealership wasn't there that day, and I showed up, and I was like, this is mine. And so
Pulled the robbery.
They sold it without they got
without checking.
They got in so much trouble.
Oh my gosh.
They got in so much trouble over that deal when they came in.
Oh, I would have lost my mind if that was.
They had to order a whole new one for this guy, right? They had to go through the whole thing. They ordered when it came in. Okay,
but did this work?
So later on, I actually met the guy. I went to an event, and the guy was there. They introduced me to him, and he's like, "You're the dude that stole my car." But here's the thing.
Did you say, would you like fries with that?
Here's the thing I have to tell you about it that was funny. This is the thing that was funny, and this is a guy, like, I couldn't really rock and roll with that car, but that kind of stuff doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna live my life. This guy could really afford to do it. That guy wound up selling that car back to the dealership. I'm gonna let all of you guys guess how many miles he put on it.
10,000.
1,200.
No.
He spent like 2,500.
Here's the thing that happened. This guy who owned several McDonald's and other businesses and had the money to buy stuff like that without even thinking about it. When, like, for me, every time Lola had to write a check on that thing, I got well cursed out. This dude was too embarrassed to go to McDonald's or anywhere with it. He was too embarrassed. He never, like, his son actually worked at the dealership. His son told me his father never even let him drive the car. I was like, dude, here's my keys. Go, do what you want to do. 500 miles.
What?
500 miles.
And then
That's
he was
not even broken in.
He was too embarrassed to drive it.
The taxes you pay on that.
Yeah, and he wound up selling it back to them, and then he got like a normal car. And the thing I'm trying to say to you about that is just live your life, man. As long as you know that you're enjoying your life, it doesn't matter if it like makes you broke or you're living on the bleeding edge or whatever.
Yeah.
Enjoy what you can. And listen, to an extent, right? Like I've raised my kids and taken care of my family and all that kind of stuff.
You don't want to cause too much anguish.
Yeah, I never put anything in front of Lola or my sons. But, I would never be, and there's lots of people like that out there that I see that they have the money to buy Ferraris and Lamborghinis and all that kind of stuff, and then they're embarrassed about it. And it comes back to what I'm saying. Then that person is probably embarrassed to even try to talk to the supermodel. You know what I'm saying?
One time we went to the local. I was going to Bed Bath and Beyond or what it was. In that parking lot, there was a Lamborghini, like a bright yellowish greenish colored Lambo, and not an old one. And this car, you could tell, had been driven. It had
that's the Mantis Verde green.
Yeah.
It was it was dirty. You can see where they hit the plastic spoiler in the bottom, like on parking things and stuff. And I was like,
awesome.
Oh my God, I feel so sorry for you, car. I feel so sorry
it's
for you.
used.
Somebody wash it.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, but somebody at least wash it. Come on.
Look, it's the same thing. I think
Wash it.
if you date a supermodel chick, you leave skid marks. That's well done. Well done. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Okay.
Yeah, it depends on the chick. If she comes from normal background, then she get it home.
Yeah, you gotta run. Listen, you gotta live your life. Live your life. It's really important. There's people out there who refuse. I've heard so many stories. I remember one time I was talking to this lady, and she was like 90 something and retired, and she was telling me how her and her husband, their whole dream was to get an RV and travel around the country and everything.
And then he died.
They never did it. Yeah, they never did it, and he died, and that's done.
And that's like the movie. It's like the Disney movie, with the balloons in the house and the old guy, and they were going to go travel, and then the wife dies, and yeah.
You go through seasons in your life, like that song says, and I agree with that.
I got all that crap out of my system in my 20s. Yeah. I did all the crazy stuff then.
Yeah. But still, do the things. Like, if there's a gun out there that you really love, it's like when we're talking about a 1911 and
Walter,
someone goes...
I need to order a Safety Harbor 50. Can I do it right now?
Oh, I'll have barrels soon. Soon.
Burls, say it right, Burls.
Yeah, if there's a 1911 and it's 10 grand and you think that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, don't tell yourself you can't have it. Don't tell yourself you could do it. You're going to have to make sacrifices or whatever, but you can have it. Don't ever let yourself believe that, hey, I can't have this, I can't do this thing or whatever. And when you get it, run it ragged. Run it down.
Well, let's just say this. If you want to travel.
Yes.
You can travel pretty cheap. If you want to see things, you got to go out and see this country, man. It's got an awesome country.
Beautiful.
And I'd say a lot of people who don't travel are regretting it right now because it's, how things are.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't want to go on a vacation and go somewhere where I got to wear a mask and shit. I ain't going to do that. But
think about this too, especially for a young man like yourself, Dylan. Think about how many beautiful women out there you meet, and when you're single, right? Don't do this if you're married, please. Don't destroy your life unnecessarily. But if you're single and there's this beautiful woman and you think, man, she's too beautiful, she won't even talk to me or whatever. Don't do that to yourself. It's better to fail. Yeah, it's better to fail. Better to be shot down. Than to live your life and think, man, why didn't I could have said something. I could have
took a shot at that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I've had to discover in the last year or so, I don't really like girls my age. Never have been. I'm not compatible with them, and I don't show much of a.
But the older girls like you?
Yeah.
Oh, they cut them off?
No. I think a phone call was coming in. There you go.
Turn that garbage off.
That's one of those old ladies calling him right now that he's about to tell us about.
He's a cougar hunter.
Yeah, exactly. Gigolo.
In Kentucky, there's not much to look at, unfortunately. But
that's cold.
Wait, Dylan, you haven't been to where is it? Monroe, Louisiana.
What does that mean?
Well, let me just say this. I discovered in my travels to the West Coast that my appearance is quite appreciated by cougars.
Oh, okay.
So he's flying to the West Coast a lot.
And let me just say this. I'm sitting there one night. I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to talk to this one? Did they start talking to you first? I go, well, I did have to think about that.
Yeah. Listen, and you know what? While you're young, you need to enjoy that, my friend.
No kidding.
Enjoy it.
And Hank, I want to say too what you just brought up. I've had to explain to my parents and things. I have dreams and ambitions, and what you kind of said, when it comes to guns, I'm a pretty modest guy outside of guns and some things like that. So it's by the time I get older, if I'm not able to get certain things, if things are outlawed and whatnot, it kind of takes a lot of my drive away. So I just want to have them now. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing too with having fun. I didn't really when I was away at college for 3 years, I didn't really enjoy it and have fun like most kids. So I'm kind of doing that now, and I hope to do that for a few years.
Yeah, I think we seriously go through phases in life, and when you're when you need to scratch that itch, scratch it. Get it. I think I think Rich was saying that, get stuff out of your. There's some things that'll never go away. Like, I'm always going to be a car guy. I was just looking. There was a picture that came up on Facebook, and I don't know. Let me see. I could try to pull it up while I'm talking to you guys.
Hold on. Chris Bullis had the best comment ever.
Mm-hmm.
He said Dylan's a hip breaker.
Hey, I've got my age restrictions, man. I don't go past like 34.
There's an age limit. Okay.
Yeah.
But there's something to be said for a little bit of experience on the other side of the thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's just like
what is it? Fine wine in its time.
Lola doesn't watch these shows, dude. Does she in the rerun?
Lola, who? Lola, she actually just came in. Jeff Stevens says, Hank, you're off topic.
Yeah.
Lola just said totally off topic. Here's what I saw the other day. I'm going to share. I'm going to screen share with you guys and show you my Facebook. This is my Facebook page, and this picture came up. This is from 6 years ago, November 5th, 2014. A year ago. I mean, not a year ago, 6 years ago today. Today's November 5th, isn't it? This right here, if you look, if I zoom in, that's a I just voted sticker on my jacket. And that's when I got my Scat Pack Challenger. That's what's behind me right there. 6 years ago. So there's some things I think that you never, like, I've always been into cars. Lola met me like this, and I was doing crazy stuff. Like, cars meant that's what it meant to me. By the way, when she met me, I had guns too. Even though you guys know where I lived. So, there's certain things that you find stick, and that's like, okay, you're into this, and this is your life. And then there's certain other things that, like, I've had jewelry and stuff like that, and I'll be honest with you, I could care less. Don't care about jewelry or anything like that anymore. Don't care about clothing and stuff like that. So, 42 Chill. Oh boy, 42 Chill says, "Don't lie. He can't pass up a 38-year-old with double D's."
That's probably true. There's always exceptions. I gotta if she's Dill spec, I gotta.
Dylan said there's always. He said there's always exceptions.
Here you go. That should meet or exceed Dill spec 2020. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Whenever there's someone that I like, all my friends say, "Man, she's Dill spec."
Oh, nice. Nice. Okay. I think it's painting a picture here. Yeah, listen, you know what? It's 9 o'clock already, actually. I don't know how we did that, but I guess we're talking and having fun. And yes, we talked about gun stuff in case someone wants to know.
Did we?
That's right.
We did.
We talked about gun stuff. Dylan was just talking about something related. 1911s was mentioned.
We got to buy some lowers.
Yeah, lowers. There we go. Lowers. Walter, you can show the lower again. There you go. So we just make it official before we get out of here. Okay, don't shake it too much. Yeah, there you go. You got to stop. Hold it closer to the camera so the folks can see. There you go. Boom. So that has the Hank Strange on it, and then there's the Sevis Passam one that Walter's showing off. So we're going to convince Walter to make these and maybe some more. But before we get out of here, here's what I want to do. And by the way, look at that. Pebbles, is he sleeping?
No, he's just chilling out.
Oh, okay. Pebbles, basically. Man, Pebbles has you well trained.
Oh yeah, keeps him quiet.
Yeah, well trained. So listen, let's do this. Let's go around the clock here and get everyone to tell you. Now, I'm going to take this wild guess with Dylan. I'm going to guess you don't have any social media yet.
Well, let me tell you a funny story about that. I just started posting on our store's Facebook page, and I hate doing it. I'm an old, I hate social media. The only, it's a necessary evil, but yes, I'm lazy and I don't have.
What's the page for the store, and what's the store so people can go there? That's social media.
The store is called Everything Conceal Carry of Louisville.
Okay.
And anytime, feel free to call the store anytime. A lot of times it's me that answers the phone. You can ask for me. If there's anything you're looking for, I can keep it in mind. Things are tough right now, and Hank, I'm keeping an eye out on a used Hudson H9 for you.
All right.
Although I haven't seen one, but you'll be the first man to know about it.
Yeah. And by the way, if you see any folding Glocks come through there, those are going to become collectible because the company went out of business.
The one that you have, the folding Glock,
Yeah.
the one that you carried around,
Yeah, the full conceal. I still have mine.
the full conceal. We've
Yeah.
sold a couple of those, so if one of those ever comes back, I'll call you on that too if
Yeah.
you want.
I mean, I have one. I'm just
You know.
saying that those my. I know I posted a thing about like Walter will be interested, but I posted something on it, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's good. That company sucks. We don't need that thing,
And
whatever." But
and
they're about to become real collectible.
And Walter, if I ever see one of those Wolf T91 uppers, I got you on that too.
Yeah. I kind of forgot about that, but yeah, I'd be interested in one of those too.
Because
yeah,
a while back ago we got one of those dirt cheap, and I know the guy that bought it doesn't really know what he has, so I'm always thinking there's a chance he brings it back for trade. And if that ever happens, I will. He has it on a complete gun, but I mean, if that ever happens, I'll definitely let you know.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. By the way, Kathleen Music Lover says she's going to call the store, so there you go.
Okay.
Oh, she also says I love cougars, Dylan.
Okay. So everything conceal carry. That's the name in Louisville. That's the name of the store.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So follow that on. You guys are on social media. You're only on Facebook.
At the moment we're only on Facebook. I'm trying to.
Let me go here to my phone right now, and let me go to Facebook. Everything conceal carry. Boom. Okay, I'm already following it. So there it goes. That's where you guys need to go check out. There's a number there. There's you can and you guys are posting stuff that's coming into the store on there. I see. You got a 6-hour 365 SAS in.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that just came in. That just came in today.
Okay.
I'll, if you don't mind, can I say real quick some stuff we got in?
Mm-hmm.
We got in one P320 Scorpion, the metal frame one that people have been going.
Oh, really?
Nuts all over.
What are you guys selling that for?
$11.99.
Okay.
I know it's expensive. We got a Glock 22 Gen 5 MOS. That was pretty. Mm-hmm. It's pretty unique. We've got a POF Minuteman, Patriot Ordnance Factory. We got a POF Rebel 22.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool.
We've got I'm trying to think of what else we have off the top of my head. We've got a Shadow System Glock 19. Mm-hmm. We have the Zero Force Delta. That's like a metal frame Glock 19 with some upgrades. We've got things are trickling in. We just have them in small quantities right now. I think we got a FN 509 still, a 509 tactical, but we got a Wilson. We have a Wilson Combat EDC. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I mean, we're not the biggest store in the world, but our owner he orders a lot of really cool stuff, and he tries to be as competitive as we can. I'll tell you on those P320s, they costed us a lot.
Yeah, I could imagine.
First two we've ever seen, but they were expensive.
Okay, interesting. So let's go to FlyingRich. Rich, how can the folks get in touch with you?
FlyingRich.com or let's see, YouTube.com/FlyingRich and FlyingRich Official on Instagram.
There you go. And you're working on a project, I guess, that at some point you'll be putting out there, unless I don't know if you want to show it right now.
No, we'll tease it. We'll just tease it.
Yeah. So Rich is working on it. We're working on something together. We'll, make sure you follow Rich on IG. You'll see that. You guys will see that soon. All right, Walter Keller, how can the folks get in touch with you?
You can find us at Safety Harbor Firearms on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. There's safetyharborfirearms.com. You can always call us shop. There's also Dirtfoot Racing. That's on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for go-kart, mini bike stuff. More mini bike stuff. Mm-hmm. And that's good enough for now. Oh,
well, Denparts.com. You got to do mower Dad.
Denparts.com for all your Sten gun related and miscellaneous machine gun parts. Stenparts.com.
Yeah. Absolutely. And just so everyone knows, there's no show tomorrow, so no show tomorrow night. I did 7 hours on 7.5 hours on Tuesday, so. Yeah, I'm not.
We were up till like 1:45 or something, 1:30, and I was like in the morning. I was like, oh, why'd I do that? Oh.
Yeah, we stopped the show around 3:30 something. So just to give you from 7. So yeah, we really went for it. So we won't be here tomorrow, but you guys can go back and listen or watch that and other stuff that's up there. Check out these guys on social media. Check out Everything Concealed Carry in Louisville on Facebook. If you want to, we'll be back here on Monday doing more stuff. I appreciate all you guys hanging out. Everyone stay right there. I'm going to roll in the end. Boom, there it goes. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring the bell so you can be notified every time we go live. That's right, and we are going to rip out the audio from this and throw it up on iTunes and all the other places that you guys get your audio podcasts as well. Big thanks to FlyingRich, Walter from Safety Harbor Firearms, as well as Young Dylan, Dillspec, and all of you for hanging out with us. Make sure you smash those thumbs ups. Thanks to Franklin Armory. We will be back. Everyone have a fun, safe weekend. We'll see you all on Monday. We're out of here. Who wants the last word? Final word. Who wants it?
Relax. It'll be okay. Relax.
Yes, absolutely. All right, we're out. Peace.
I know I had to. Relax.